There we go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it might be where you are out there.
Greetings, my excellent friend.
Yes, greetings. Today is February 27th, 2020. My name is Jeff Fritz, and we're going to write a little bit of code today. How's it going out there? Yes, we're going to get ready to deploy. Hopefully. Anyways, DJ Vortex is here. Hugo Dahl, good to see you. Unhip Coder. And then Coded Beard is here as well. DD Walsh with donuts. Very nice. Very nice. Coding Bandit. GitHub has been hit or miss this morning. I don't get that. I don't get that at all. Jeff Widmer. Good morning. Good morning. Eternal Dev Coder. Hello. Janescu with the N then. Yes. So let's see what we can get to today. Let's see if we can get this actually working. We're gonna try and do a little deployment. Lithix is here. Good evening. Is that Biasho? Good morning to you. Yeah, we're gonna tame the beast on this one today. So this is round number 5 of Jeff versus Azure. I'm not going to lie. It hasn't been easy. Other things have come up that have stopped us from being able to deploy. We've tried to deploy and run into a number of on Azure, off Azure issues that have prevented us from being able to deploy. I'm going to take a different strategy today. And I'm going to go directly to containers. I'm not even going to try and deploy .NET Framework. Oh my goodness.
Coding Bandit gifted Jeff Widmer a subscription. Coding Bandit gifted a tier 1 sub to Jeff Widmer.
Thank you so
given
much.
35 gift subs in the channel.
I appreciate that very much, and we'll make a donation to code.org. Yes, we're going to use Docker, Eternal Dev Coder. So, Musical Bookworm, thank you.
Musical Bookworm just resubscribed for 11 months.
Thank you so much for that. Here comes the hype train. Oh my goodness.
Elliot Brand just subscribed.
Elliot Brand, thank you so much for continuing that gift sub. Appreciate that. We'll make a donation to code.org, and you're going to get those 17 emotes. Here comes the hype train. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Coded Beard with 9 months.
Resubscribed for 9 months.
I think that's a fine idea there, Janescu. Let's do it. Let's have a little bit of fun here. Get a little bit out ahead of this hype train. Here we go.
Let me add some value.
Oh my goodness.
Bonus 60.
Yes, indeed. That's not right. Where'd it go? It's here. It's totally here. There we go. The ambient effect. There we go. The hype train is live. Look at that. 4 minutes to get us to level 2. Thank you so much for the donations, the subs, the cheers. I appreciate it very much. And we're gonna have a little bit of fun here today. Hopefully, we're gonna get into Docker with ASP.NET Core and deploy to Azure. I am giving up on deploying .NET Framework to Azure. It's something that we're not going to be able to do. D.E. Walsh! Look at that.
Bonus 20.
Thank you so much for the cheer. And we'll make another donation. All of our cheers, all of our subs, of course, we're going to make donations to code.org. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much for those kind cheers. Yeah, we're not going to be able to deploy .NET Framework. I had some conversations with folks, and it's just, we're not going to be able to do it. So I want to get the samples. I want to get the samples for our Blazor for Web Forms project deployed out to Azure. And the way to do it, I'm told, is to go through Docker containers. So I want to set up the project. I want to get it running. so that we can deploy inside of a container and make that available for folks. So you can actually browse and see these components running, along with a version stamp down at the bottom. Would be really cool to be able to direct folks to see how they work, a little bit of documentation, and be able to write. I mean, a live sample says more than just some written documentation. Uh-oh, did I lose the chat room? Containers, containers, containers. Yes. I can hear my voice through the headphones. Yes. Hugo Doll. Oh my goodness. All aboard the hypin' bits. Indeed. So, that's where we're gonna go. That's what we're gonna do today. I have my headphones turned down a little bit just because it's a little bit of slapback with this, with the voice changer running. And yeah, that didn't clear. Hello. Stream elements. Anything? No. We're batting 1,000 today. Oh, yeah. I'm feeling really good about myself, let me tell you. When stuff like that happens, it's like, hey! And it's not even going away either. That's nice. Wow, stream elements. And stream elements, what do you say to this? I finally give up. I literally give up and stuff like this happens. I mean, come on. Really? Really? Thank you for the cheers. Yeah, you broke it. Stream Elements is down as well. Thank you so much, friends. I can see the cheers coming through here, but we're not gonna get them popping up because now it looks like there's an outage over here. I wonder if the squirrels could help. Maybe. 10 seconds left on the hype train. Yeah. All right. Wow, so productive. You want to go with party time for another 5 minutes? We could do that. Absolutely. Level 1 hype train emotes for everybody that cheered, that subbed in the channel. There we go. Thank you so much for the support. Really appreciate that. Chris Jones in there. Another fathead. Absolutely. DD Walsh was one. Yeah, there we go. All right. I don't know what to say. I feel a little beat down, a little downtrodden when things like this happen. But I will set the timer. Look at this. Here's my current queue. So we did this one. I will set the 5-minute timer here. There we go. And let's put the indicator up for that. There we go. And the timer. There it is. All right. We'll keep that up. And we do have a voiceover we have to record for I Am Not Myself. So we'll get that happening. Coding Bandit asks, what happens when you mix G Fuel with Madrinas? Don't know. I only drink Madrinas now. All right. Off topic of anything, DD says it's going to appear here. Coronavirus is delaying delivery of her new laptop. Sorry about that. Gosh. Let's head over to the code. Let's take a look over here and have some fun with this. All right, let me do this. Here we go. And this isn't going to go away. Stream Elements. Help me out here, friend. Do I really have to do this? No, it's not going away. We're gonna have to turn it off. Man, oh man. No alerts today. All right. And no GitHub either. So that's... We are limping along here, friends. Azure Image Analysis is having a hard time with Giphy, is it? Yeah, it is. Wow. Alright. We're batting 1,000 here, friends. Oh, man. Alright. No GitHub. Stream Elements is dead. What's gonna be next? So we're not gonna deploy .NET Framework to Azure. We're gonna deploy one of our .NET Core projects. I want to deploy the server-side version, I think, not the WebAssembly one. I think we'll do this one. Now we should be able to just right-click and add the project, but I won't right-click and add Docker features to the project. This is our Blazor Web Forms project, and I am going to choose feature sample deployment is where we were. Okay. We don't actually have this pushed out anywhere. Let me see here. We started working on a public version, a public project that would hold everything for this. Public version of our documentation. We started building it with ASP.NET Core. I'm not even sure I want to deploy this one. I'm like double guessing on everything now. But I think I just want to push out Blazor server side. GitHub almost works according to Coding Bandit. It's hit and miss. With the success we've had so far this morning, I'm not even going to attempt it. Seriously, I'm just dumping out on things if there's any consideration that it might not work. I just don't even want to take a risk. So let's go over. I should be able to take the Blazor server-side project and add Docker support. There we go. Yeah, I do want Linux. Hey there, Lily Hazel is here. Good to see you, my friend. What have you walked into? Oh, it's party time. We've got just a couple more minutes here. Not even 30 seconds on the clock. And we'll call it. So, it's a fail party. So much fail today. Here we go. Pulling required images. ASP.NET 3.1 Buster Slim. I'm not sure what Buster Slim means. I guess Slim means it's a thinner image, smaller footprint. So, fix my voice. Happy phone. Not yet. 2, 1. Now we can fix my voice. How's that? We're back. All right. Back to normal. There we go. And let me turn off the notification down there. There we are. Right. Turn those things off. All right. And I'll get some music playing in the background here since we're not in party mode anymore. You know what? I need to pep things up here. I need to go with a song that's a little bit more upbeat. I'm going to play. This is music to code by Blue, by our friend Mr. Carl Franklin. Scientifically designed, engineered to get you in the flow, get you in the groove, so that whatever task it is you're working on, you can focus on and just get stuff done. Check it out at mtcb.pwop.com. You can execute the music command in the chat room, just like Coding Bandit did right there, and you can get a link to get your copy today. 20 songs. Each song is about 25 minutes long, about the length of a Pomodoro. Focus while you're listening to the song. When it ends, take 5 minutes for yourself. Get up, stretch, walk around, refresh your beverage, get a new cup of coffee, and head back into it. Thank you so much. Polarin is here. Polarin, you need to check your email. You need to check your email you have hooked up to Twitch, because you haven't responded to my email to you yet. I've been on jury duty. Oh, okay. Terrific. What code language? Happy Phone asks. This is C# with .NET mixed together in a series of templates, a templating language we call Razor. And Razor lets us do that mix and generate HTML really, really easily. So, and it's a syntax that a lot of folks are used to when you think about PHP, when you think about classic ASP, when you think about the other templating languages folks have out there for generating HTML. It kind of makes sense when you see how it works. This is actually old web forms here. We need to pivot out of this one. Heck, let's just close all these things down. Close them all. And my Blazor server-side project now should have, there it is, has a Docker file, has all the information about how to build this. So, to understand how Visual Studio, okay. So from this version, right, I just want to read through and see exactly what this is doing here. Copy my CS project files in that it references after Blazor server-side. BlazorWebFormsComponents, that's the actual Blazor component library that we're using. Curious. Is that going to copy in my www.root folder? We'll find out. Hey there, Kabazi. Good to see you. Happy Phone says JavaScript is their main language. That's okay. We'll be talking a little bit about JavaScript. We'll get into some JavaScript interop a little bit today. We don't hold languages against folks, but we do horse around a little bit with our JavaScript here on the channel. It's a little fun, a little silly. See that? Now, I've been tempting fate and had a very bad track record with trying to deploy here. We're going to see if we can make this happen today, okay?
You're going to look at me and you're going to tell me that I'm wrong?
You're completely wrong. Yes, we're going to make this work today, okay? Or my name isn't... See that? No love for PHP. Yeah, no, PHP's fantastic. Look, PHP is the backbone of WordPress, and WordPress runs more than 30% of the internet. That is huge. No denying it. It's tremendous for that. And folks are actually using PHP templating and PHP pages inside of the .NET web server with a project called Peach Pie that works really, really nice. So compiles and it actually runs PHP faster than the PHP server does. So yeah, Peach Pie and WordPress actually works really nice together. It's something I need to get back into. This looks like it's going to build properly for us, but I'm worried. Of course I'm worried. I want to run this when the project builds so that it deploys and right when it builds for a master deployment and publish this so that we only publish a new version of our samples when there's an update, right? When there's a finished preview release that we can push out there. And we had started putting into that public docs page a footer. Where did the footer go? There it is. And I think I want to just lift this footer and put it into my samples as well. Not under pages, it's under www.root CSS. There it is. Do I have footer in here? No, I don't. Where did we put footer? It was under .main. We'll put it right there so that I have the ability to show a footer at the bottom of the page. Right? And what did that look like? Because what I want to make sure we do is list, here's what version you're looking at. It's not main layout, it's not index. Is it? No. Where is it? I'm like changing, in my head I'm changing pages back and forth here. There it is. That's what I want my footer to look like. So little HTML here, right? Footer is an HTML5 tag built with Blazor, open source C#, ASP.NET 3.1, and the Blazor Web Forms components. Should probably make these links out to these specific technologies, right? Blazor.net. I'm not sure where to link C# to. I could link that to just .net, right? .net. And this is the ASP.NET one. We'll just link to ASP.NET. Okay. And I also have up on the top, there's an about link in the main layout. Yep, that's right. Okay. Last thing that I want to do is I'd really like to put the version number in the footer as well. Where'd it go? Now I can't tell which host is which. Not that one. This one. No. This one. Put a break. And do I want to put a break? Let's surround this with a paragraph. No. I guess that doesn't work. No. There it is. Paragraph. And this one will say Blazor Web Forms Components V, and then let's put the actual version number here. So the version number probably be pretty easy to just hang that off of startup as a static property, because it's kind of a configuration thing, you know. So the version for that assembly, right? We should be able to do something like public static version Blazor, component version, right? And we could say by saying equals, it'll be evaluated once and set to this version. So we could say type of list view. Type of, what's something that's in there that we could use? Nope, we don't want page. Type of something that's down here that we could grab. I has style. Can I do that? Yeah, let's do that. All right. Dot assembly dot, not image runtime version. You're kidding. I want to get the assembly version number. Not get assembly. Jaco Marcon, that is asking about what I'm using to show the hotkeys up there. That is Karnak. If it opens here. There it is. It's a Code 52 project. Check it out. You can get your copy of Karnak. Why can't I get the assembly version here? Am I missing? Do I need to use system reflection in order to get that? Come here, you. System.reflection. Now are you going to give me some more information here? Not code base or create instance. Custom attributes? No. I don't have... Come on. Right? Assembly is an assembly. Yeah. No, assembly isn't a func. I don't want the location. I don't want the type. Oh, that'll... There it is. Now I've got the version. Yep. Dot. To string. Nah, let's just put version. Right? So now I can take that and format it over here and say, we should make this, oh, come on. Thank you. So we can now say at, really, you're, what? Thank you. Not application name. It's over here, component version. I'm in the wrong project. Look at that. Son of a gun. I want to be in this one. Now, there we go. Alright. So now I've got the assembly version there, so now I should be able to say at. Really? Component version. And that should format nicely. Now, why am I not getting... Whatever. That's weird. It should just... No. I am not doing well today. Oh my gosh. String.format. I shouldn't have to do this. Not string.format. Or string.concat. That's so weird having to do it that way. Just so I can output a version number, but let's see how that works. Holding on Azure deployment as a 10,000. No, we're going to get there in just a few minutes. Let's see if how that looks. We're going to try and do that today. We're going to put it into a container, push it out to Azure. You're kidding. Yeah, I has style. Try that again, friend. We are going to get there. But we're not going to deploy the web forms version of this. The version of .NET Framework I want to target. Yeah. Background music makes you look at your iPhone from time to time. Similar sound. Oh, we didn't do that on purpose. Now wait. Crumbs. Stop. 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 I don't want to build for Docker. I want to build for IIS Express. Run that locally. We'll build for Docker from Azure DevOps. Ugh. Yeah, Robert Tables, did you hear we're working with containers and drop-in? Blazor, Mr. Magoo, would you like to run the last build? No. Never yes. What? Well, maybe. Okay, that footer might be just a little much. Let me change this to this version. And no. Alright. There, that does scroll nicely. Okay, but yeah, it doesn't actually scroll all the way down to the bottom. So I think I need to put a little CSS here. Let's do a little CSS tuning here. There we go. Right, it doesn't scroll all the way to the bottom, so I think... Right, let's make sure we get this block formatted. I don't think it's just that. I think it's going to be this div class main. Not just flex one here, but I think we want to say, like, padding bottom, might be a little bit much. How tall did I make the footer? I think we want to put the same padding bottom on the bottom down there. It doesn't say. Alright. Yeah, it does scroll to the bottom, but the footer is covering it. So we kind of want to fudge it a little bit. Nah, Stelzy, you haven't missed the attempt to deploy to Azure today. Wait, that's this one. So do I say 0.8 EM? Will that give me that? Nope. And this just feels too big here for me. Like, great, you did it with paragraphs, but I think I just want to put a regular old line break in there. So bottom padding is where I want to add it on the main, the element here in the middle. Right? That's better. I like it. It's a little bit more consolidated there. Okay. Div main. Padding bottom, if we say 100 pixels, that feels like too much. Right? But 50 works, but if I zoom, that's enough, I guess. Alright, so we'll add padding bottom 50 pixels onto that. Which one is this one? Yep, that's the right one. Main. Hey, Welsh Ronaldo, good to see you. Let me zoom back out. So that looks, and I like that down the bottom. So I think the version number, I don't want to show the final quad there. I think I just want to show. I think I just want to show the first 3. I don't want to show the build. Just the major, minor, and patch. Let's see if we can go just format that real quick. Is there a... Is there a format? Not try format. You're gonna make me do this by hand, aren't you? This is gonna feel weird. Alright. Right, because those are ints. Right? And not build. Really? Alright. It's not going to tell me if it's different between the last two, but there we go. Must be Jeff's talk radio voice. Well, thank you, Simon. Surprisingly reaction. Set the footer div to a static height, then do the same height for the bottom. So I set its height. Well, I have it at font size 0.7 EM. Right? so that the font does scale appropriately. And it does leave the appropriate space. I thought there was a revision in there. But yeah, there it is. Okay. Refresh that. It's not going to give me, if there's a pre-release version, it's not going to give me that dash preview version in there. Svava with a cheer. Thank you so much. Let's see if Stream Elements is back. Here we go, friends. Once more into the breach. Let's see if... Maybe? Can't tell. I don't know. I'm going to run over Stream Elements real quick and run a test. I usually get away with being online before any of Stream Elements or Streamlabs or any of those services goes down, but let's see. Yeah, that worked. All right. I think we're back online. All right. Thank you so much for the cheers, Fava, and we'll make a donation to code.org. That looks better. I like the way that that looks, and these are nice links out. We should have them target blank. No, they are targeting. All right. I'd really like that. Whatever. I'd really like that now to open and go to, not that one, here. Is it going to go to that one? There, now we're remembering it. Okay. All right, so now I have my the footer formatted properly. I think I'm ready to go to package this and deploy. Look at that. Oh, the bot answered the question correctly. But Stream Elements messed up my gee willikers. I am not doing well today. Look at that. Like, are you kidding? It's not me, right? Still not resetting. Thinks my goal is... There it goes. All right. Yep, that's music code by our friend Mr. Carl Franklin playing. Let me take a look at what's changed here. A Docker ignore, Docker file in there. Changed up our host page, some site CSS. Yeah, I'm good with this. And we, so let me add these things. Starting packaging of server-side sample for Docker. Okay. And I will sign that with my YubiKey and my GPG key that's on there. I'm going to push this out. Feature sample deployment -u. So that'll send it out to GitHub. Create a new branch called feature sample deployment. Track it. That's what the -u says. Friends, 0 for 5. Okay. GitHub is not responding. We will not be deploying to Azure today. I even cut back here. And no. Yeah, we're getting lots of issues coming off of GitHub. And can't push, and it looks like GitHub is down. Okay. All right. No, I'm not going to tweet that. No, that doesn't do anything. Let me back up. I'm not going to wait for GitHub to come back online. We've got some other things to do here. Carmine Praha says, wow, that looks confusing, whatever I'm doing. Let's unpack this a little bit. I want to make sure that some of the things that we're doing here, you folks understand what I'm describing, what I'm doing, so that we can make sure everybody's kind of on the same page and hopefully level up some of your skill sets, some of your concepts around software development. Thank you for the follows, Ronin777 and OC and OJA. Thank you so much for those. GitHub is back up. You just pushed some code. There we go. Thank you for the follow. Gammer E, appreciate that. And is that Chuti Pascal? Welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow as well. All right, so we were able to push some code. I'm still worrisome here. So, yeah, GitHub's been having a number of outages here over the past few weeks. I hope they figure it out. What I'm doing here, this is Windows console. This is the command line you may have seen, right? You have a command line on Mac and Linux as well. But I'm using the Git command line tool here to manage what's called source control. Source control is just like a scientist's lab notebook. It's a log of every change that I make to my application. This way I can go back in time, right? Or I can go back and see exactly where changes happen, fix those, or if I'm working with a team, we can merge our changes together in one place where we keep that repository of the source for our applications. So GitHub is an online service. It's a free service that you can use to store any kind of not just application, but folder contents that you want to have that type of audit history around content, and you want to be able to collaborate with other folks with. Now, there are all kinds of command line, there are all kinds of clients you can use with that, so you can interact with GitHub, including an embedded client inside of Visual Studio, my code editor here. But I'm an old guy. I've been using this tool for a while, so I like to use the command line tool so that I can take the files that are inside my folder here and manage those, send them back and forth from my shared repository that's out there in the public that other folks can interact with. So if I go over to my browser over here, here is the project that we're working on online, and you can see when I scroll down the list of files, the folders and things that we're working on. So when I can click into one of these files, right? So here's a file that was modified 9 days ago, and this is the list of files that I'm going to ignore, that I don't want to send out, keep track of. And on this file, it doesn't matter what the contents of the file are. Your file may be a README, it may be all kinds of other things. But I can click the history here, and I can see all the changes that were made and who made those changes to this file. And you can do this across all of the changes inside of your repository. Each change that's made, you change a bunch of files, you save that into your source control. That's called a commit. And here you see each one of those individual commits that have been saved out to the repository. So that explains, I hope that explains a little bit for, who was our friend there that was asking about this? I want to make sure Carmine Praha. I hope that explains a little bit about what I'm doing there. There's other things going on, like branching, so you have different versions, different areas, virtual areas of your repository that you're working on. And we can generate and put some text files in here that GitHub will automatically display for you. I'm not going to get too far into those, but that's the top level description of what source control is and what I was doing over here, and as I'm killing time waiting for GitHub to hopefully get a little bit more stable for us. So there we go. Lithix says, wrote a T4 template that generates constants. Ooh, hello. Wrote a T4 template. So a T4 template is a template that generates code, generates text files when a .NET build operation happens. But it generates constants from that JavaScript file. It's a bit rough, but interesting proof of concept. Your work over here in that repository. Very cool. Have you linked that to the issue where we were discussing that from yesterday? So inside GitHub, there are issues. These are places where we can discuss new features, bugs that need to be addressed, different things that are going on that we as a project team need to collaborate on. And there's this concept of magic strings that we're discussing. Where did it go? Here. No, this was slightly different. So we have Blazor code that is able to call into JavaScript code. You're able to execute back and forth between the two, which is kind of weird when you think about it. Have .NET code be able to execute JavaScript code and get a return value and do something off of that. And the other way around. JavaScript code able to call .NET code, execute, and get a value out of it and work with it. But we had this idea, Lithix and a few of us on stream yesterday, about being able to check and verify that as you cross that programming language boundary, be able to get some sort of a reference to be so that you know you didn't break anything. No, you don't. I'm not sure if you need a PR, but if you could link it here for discussion, right? And here's the issue. And maybe you want to start a PR, actually, and mark it when you create it. So a PR is a pull request that says, hey, I've got some changes. Add this into the source control. When you create a pull request, what I'm going to suggest here for Lithix is, and I'm just going to, for the purposes of discussion here, just choose something else so we can get the next dialogue to pop up. If I say create pull request, you can mark this as a draft here, and by marking it as a draft, you're kind of indicating, hey, we're still working on this, and it will allow people to interact and comment and provide feedback as Lithix would continue working on the feature, so that we get a nice discussion that tracks along with the content as it goes along. Hugo points out that T4, of course, stands for Totally Tubular Template Thing.
Once again, things that could have been brought to my attention yesterday!
No, that's not it. No. So, Click the button. Didn't see the email that you didn't. Oh no. There should be a button. Hang on. Let me look over here. Is there a thing? There it is. Yes. There we go. Polarin is just accepted and is now a member of the Live Coders team. Thank you very much. I'll send over an invite to the team Discord once we're done, once we're off stream here. I don't want to do that and accidentally share things on stream. Is T4 still a part of .NET Core? I think it is. I think you can. Draft PR raised. Thank you so much. There you go. So you see pull request now says 3 instead of 2. If I click in there, trying out a T4 template. So here's Lithics saying, take a look, right? And back to the question about source control. Yeah, there we go. Take care, Polarin. Thank you so much for stopping in. So see, this pull request is still a work in progress. Draft pull request cannot be merged. So, right, so this is his work, trying to tinker with. We see 12 files changed here, and this is trying to do some things in web forms, app config. That's okay. And that's fine. That's fine. We're okay there. Program CS. So this is stunt double. Okay, I'm not sure. But trying to generate a base page? What are you trying to do here? So, file name, new file stream. So it's opening that base page. Okay. We're probably going to need to make this a relative file path. So it's reading all of the content out there, looking at the function, trying to decide what the function names are, and you're writing out text. So stunt double property, stunt double CS proj. This is a .NET Framework 4.7.2 version. We're going to want to get this into .NET Core so that we can build this on our Linux servers. We'll come back to that. So instead over here, constants get title, constants set title. Where's constants coming from? Build tool TT, build tool CS. Where's that coming out of? Build tool CS. Okay, so there's the constants. This is okay. So here's the T4 template for it. Okay. Stunt double was how you wrote this. Okay. So this is the actual template. All right. So TT, this is a T4 template that'll be run at build time. Where'd it go? Right here. Depends upon build tool TT, generator, text templating, file generator. There it is. Okay. So, and it's generated this. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. So this is just reading through, parsing, and generating that file. Very cool. Roslyn Data Provider. What's this? It looks like it's all... No. Get base classes. Not sure what this is doing. Are you referencing that somewhere here? Didn't use that. Okay. So we can remove that. Template text. What's template text? So there's a couple files here that I would pull out. I'm going to add a comment here. Thanks. Let's make this a relative path to the JavaScript we're going to analyze. So this is generating constants. And part of me, I like this, but part of me wants to call this like JavaScript constants or something. Maybe call this JavaScript constants. I like what you've done here. This makes sense to me because it does give us a way to trap and generate these files. Current directory is not where the template is. It was in program files. Oh. We're gonna have to do a little bit of spelunking there to figure that out then. The other thing that I would say is I would also like to see a note on this. Edit. Also, let's add a summary note to this to indicate that that it is generated by a tool. Oh, the scope. You know, we should make this. Let's make this scope internal. Because the folks outside of this don't need access to these. Could not find a part of the path, program files, Visual Studio, blah, 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 blah. Current template is not... You put that comment in all your code. This code was written by a tool. But that T4 template, if it's in the folder, it should, right? It should build and run that right there. There's got to be a way to make sure that that's running in the same folder as the project. Okay. So let's remove those extra unneeded files. I love where you're going with the template. So cool, very cool stuff. Thank you for doing some of the legwork on that, Lithics. Really good stuff that is going to make referencing, and where Robert Tables was having that concern of making sure that jumping that boundary is from one to the other is a little bit cleaner. It's not a perfect solution, but definitely something that is going to get us there easier. Cool. So I should have that branch. It should be pushed up here, right? Feature sample deployment. Now I'm going to head over to DevOps and let's see if we can set it up so that it will, when we've pushed to the master branch, build the container and deploy to Azure. Because I only want to build for the sample if we're pushing out a deployment. So let me see. No, I don't have portalazure.com. Here we go. Okay. Create a resource. Try this again. Actually, hang on. What happened to that other resource that we created yesterday? This one. Delete that. It's out there running. I don't need this. Delete. Yes, delete everything. All right, friends. Let's see if we can make this work. Because, I mean, this has been my fight. This has been my trial.
This is my fight.
Here we go. This resource has been removed. Then close it. Okay, create a resource. All right, let's try this again. I'm creating a web app. Sure, we'll use that one. I'm going to use my Blazor Web Forms components. Instance details. Blazor components. Let's just do Blazor components. Having fun yet? No, not really. No. I don't really care which stack because I'm going to deploy a container. Sure. I'll choose .NET Core 3.1, the LTS. That's the one I want to deploy. Put me into East US, please. Linux plant, sure. SKU. Holy crow, I don't need that. No, I don't need that big server. This was only $9 yesterday. I'm choosing the free one. Application insights. Nope, don't need that. Don't need any tags. Review and create. Like punching yourself in the leg. It's great when it stops. Yeah, you aren't kidding. Create. All right, let's see what happens here. They saw me coming. It must be. Like an airplane ticket. They saw me coming and they raised the price. Could be. Could be. What I want to do is I want to get the thing out of this. The deployment profile. It's weird that I couldn't choose container. There's got to be, come on, there's got to be a thing in there that says app service with a container. Something with a, right? What's under container here? No, I don't want a container. What's a container instance? Web app for containers. That's what I want. Hang on, go back. Why didn't it add it over here? And why is that still there? And is it up here? This one. Cancel. Yes, cancel that. Don't do it anymore. Go away. I want to name that. Yeah. Delete it. Yes. Shoot. Thank you. All right, try that again. Create a resource. Right? Because web app and web app for containers. What was under web app? If I choose web app, right? If I'm over here, yeah. It's okay. Blazor Web Forms Components, right? Blazor Web Forms Components, something like that. Okay. Publishing a Docker container, operating system Linux, East US. There we go. Next, Docker, simple container, image store, single container. Yeah. What other options do I have there? Nope. Don't want a Docker Compose. I don't need anything like that. Sure, we'll just push that for right now. Okay, sure. Just to get something running here. I don't care about that. I don't need tags. Because I'm going to overlay this. I'm going to push in from over here. It's difficult to understand a website from Microsoft and read the chat at the same time. Yes, my username, Frank. You're right. It is. Thank you for the follow. The .NET Docs. Welcome in. Is this a continuation from yesterday? Still trying to just simply deploy? Yes, I am just trying to simply deploy, and you're not wrong. I'm struggling. But I've given up on deploying .NET framework. So we're just jumping right to deploying a Docker container. We'll see how that goes. Right? We're in .chat ignore. What do you mean? Yeah, I missed a container was an option. Been trying to deploy an app for the last 3 days and you can't deploy either coding stocks. Yeah, that's a problem. This needs to be drop dead simple. Deployment is complete. Okay. Deployment name, correlation ID, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Go to resource. What's it look like? How do I add this to my dashboard? Right? So I don't lose it. The new version of Chrome is changing how it handles cross-site iframe cookies. Developers relying on these sources needs to update their apps to handle these settings. Whatever. Let's... I didn't click on that. I clicked on this. And I'm not using Chrome. I'm using Firefox. Will March be known as the month of trying to deploy to Azure? I hope not. So I deployed this sample, the quick start one, and there we go. All right. Good. It's at least responding. That's a start. So this is where I want to deploy to when that container builds properly. All right. Next step. I'm going to go back over here and try to go to, what is it, dev, azure.com is Azure DevOps. Sign into Azure DevOps. Please tell me you're going to sign in with the correct. It did. Good. No, it didn't. Yes, it did. All right. Here's the project over here that we've been working on. And you'll be able to see the pipelines where it's building successfully. Look at all those successful builds there. March Madness. You're not wrong, Simon. Hopefully we get this deployed today. It would be tremendous. I'd love for you to be able to click around the samples. So if I go to the releases here, what I think I want a secondary build pipeline that builds when we have a successful master build and has a release that goes out. Does that make sense? So let's add a new build pipeline. Where is my code? No. We are not touching YAML. Sorry, friends. I'm going over to GitHub. Repository. No. Fritz and friends? Nope. But if I change to this, which is the same thing, it actually finds it. I've logged this bug and they've said, no problem found. So that's a problem. For right now, I'm going to hook this up to feature sample deployment, but I'm going to turn it around and hook it up to master when we're done. Just because I want to force the sample deployment to happen a couple times here. We're going to build a Docker image and push it to a container registry. I don't even want to push it to a container registry, because this is something private that I don't want to actually share anywhere. Looks like it's very complicated. Maybe the reason Azure has to give a 12-month free trial is because no one would use it. No, I don't think that's the case. Why is this starting on task version 0 if there's a 2 version? So that's a thing. No, I don't want to add a job. Can I look at the trigger? Here we go. Down here, I'm going to do not continuous integration, not the pull request, but when another build completes. So when the standard CI, can I put a, there we go. When the master branch, but for right now, well, this is where I want it to be. That's what I'll have in there. Yeah. Okay. But for right now, this is getting sources from that branch. So let me go over here. If I say continuous integration and only include that. Okay, I'm just going to save. Yes, that's fine. Okay, so build the image 2-point container registry. Why do I need a container? A Docker registry service connection required for commands that need to authenticate. I'm not using that. Container repository. Name of the repository. Well, I'm not pushing. I don't want to push to a repository. I want to build the image and have the image be... maybe I do need a registry to push this too. The sample source code is available. You really like the YAML builds for Azure pipelines. If you have the plugin installed for VS Code, you actually do get IntelliSense. It ends up giving you a lot more power when building pipelines. This isn't something I do every day. This is something I do every once in a while, and I question every one of these. If I go and do it in YAML, now I have to learn all the syntax. Now I have to learn all the features. Now I have to be a professional in that in order to be productive versus getting handheld and walking through this and using the features that make the most sense. That's why I don't like using the YAML. Not to mention white space case sensitive. With the YAML, you need to know what keys you need to set for. Yeah, you're going to end up getting tripped up a little bit here. That's not the Docker file. I'm going to need to push this to a. I'm going to need to have a public registry to push this to. I do have an account on the Docker Hub. I could go and push it to Docker. Could do that. Trying to get an ASP.NET Core app running under IIS and you're having problems? Vortex, that shouldn't be a problem. That should be simple to do. Let's go over to the Docker Hub. Because I do have credentials here that I can sign in and use. See? No, I want sign in, not sign up. This one. What do you mean by that? No. 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 Okay. I guess we're going through this process. Man. Here we go. Password reset. Click here to reset my password. Okay. Try this again. Yeah, use IIS. Hang on. try that. Update. Update. Okay. Look, I've got a hello world that I published 4 years ago. Can I not delete that? I guess not. Is it under settings? Yep, delete it. Goodbye, hello world. Bye-bye. Okay. So let's create a repository. Let's call this, gosh, it's going to be really long if I say Blazor Web Forms Components Server-Side Samples. Oof. I mean, even if I put a hyphen in there, I mean, I guess that's all right. Right? And I think it needs to be all lowercase, doesn't it? Blazor Web Forms Components Server-Side Samples. Yep, public, sure. Build settings. Auto build triggers a new build with every git push. No. I don't want to do that. So this is going to be a Blazor ASP.NET Core hosted samples for the Blazor Web Forms components. Right? Do that. What do you mean authentication credentials were not provided? I guess I need to connect to GitHub. No account linked. Connect to my GitHub. Okay. Don't tell me you dropped all that stuff. You dog. And it dropped that also. No. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go to GitHub registry. I think that's gonna be the place to go for this. Because, Docker, you've made it just too darn hard for me to work with. So, I can add a registry to this project. Where is it? Is it no. It's on, is it on the organization? Is that what I'm thinking? Packages. Docker. There we go. All right. You did that using a GitHub action? See, I'm not hooked on GitHub actions. All right, so now I feel like I need to put these kind of side by side. So I can look back and forth, but I can't see. All right. It's 11:30. I don't think we're gonna make it. I don't think we're gonna make it. Okay, so we're gonna try and use a... I guess we have a new here. Docker registry is... GitHub should appear here. It'd be really nice if it was. I guess it's... How do I create the repository? Right? I mean, is it the same as over here? BlazorWebFormsComponents? Right? This doesn't have packages here. This feels weird. This feels really weird. Let me go back over here. Package type Docker. Okay. So I guess I'm going here? That doesn't feel right at all. Right? Yeah, learn more, please. Teach me. Publishing a package. No. No. You kidding? Publishing a Docker container to GitHub repository. No. With Azure DevOps. This shouldn't be that hard. No. 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 Maybe. Okay. Okay. No sticker giveaways today. We didn't hit 100 followers. Get this number over 9,800 and we'll do a sticker giveaway. We did this somewhere else. Thank you for the follow. Salmon 2301. No, it doesn't, Dan Siegel. No. So how do we put that in there? Because that Docker registry, I want it to go to GitHub. I mean, is it just HTTPS? And what's my Docker ID and password? And why isn't that stored in a service somewhere? Because my Docker ID and password are going to be a GitHub person. I thought we did do this for Core. No, CoreWiki we had published out to my container registry, my private container registry on Azure. I'm trying to put this into GitHub as a container. Do I have? What's here? Yeah, we pushed this over here. How did we do this? For the bot. Right? I can't. What do you mean I can't? No, go away, you. Let's open this. Over here. Pipelines. Here we go. Build the container. Because this is not easy and the documentation is awful. So, did a login to my container registry. Okay. So let's manage container registries. service connections, but I don't see... Docker registry? It's not Docker. It is a container registry. Others. Okay. So... Go back over... No, not that one. Here? Right? What did this look like? Right, that's got to be somewhere. Docker registry created by me. Yeah. Yeah, edit this thing. Docker package github.com. Logged in with my... But see, that's not going... Grant access permission. Okay. Alright. So let's move this. Yeah, I'm going to have to use the GitHub API key. Right? This feels like the appropriate overall. Here's the GitHub package registry. The Docker ID, yeah, I'm going to log in with my ID. That password's going to be an API key. Sure, we'll key in that. Service connection name. Fritz and Friends. GitHub container registry LLC. Okay, but I need to put a password in there. So let me go back to here. Settings, because I want to push into this container registry. So is there two-factor IP allow? No. No. Right, I want to... What happens if I do this? No, I don't... It's not an OAuth. So what other options do I have? Take care. I am just getting walloped here. Third-party access. Is it hidden under here? Remove restrictions. No. I can't add new things there. Okay. Huh. Yeah, I thought there was something attached to the organization that we had to grant access to. Alright, so we'll flip over to my settings. And I believe it's down here under applications or developer settings. Personal access tokens. Now I'm going to move this off screen just to be safe. And I should generate new token, and we'll call this, yeah, see, this is access to the personal access tokens. Let's see what it, okay. Docker access, we'll say. Write packages, read packages, delete pack. I don't want you to be able to delete packages. Looks good. Generate that token. I'm going to copy that. Okay. Head back over to here. Paste that in there. Save. Fritz and Friends container registry. No, go away. Okay. So now can I go back to... I don't have a way to go back to that build pipeline. Nice. Way to go there. Alright, new build pipeline. Classic editor. Try this again. Stuff is sitting on GitHub. Changing my connection. Oh, look, it found it. Really? No, GitHub. That's what I want. Okay. This one. That. And for right now, I'll point it back at. Thank you. That sample deployment. So we can get that working. Okay, Docker container. Start there. Come on. Add a task. And it was Docker login. Really? Docker. Add. No, not build and push. Login. Okay, container registry. Yes. Container repository. Okay. Blazor Web Forms Components. Do I still have that one open from the other bot? Or did I close that? No, it's over here. Okay. Build the container, edit. Let's see what this looked like. Here. Container registry. Why is it asking? Okay, hang on. Command is going to be login. Okay, so it got rid of that other. Add pipeline metadata to images. Sure. Okay. So I think we have login set correct now. Okay, build an image, right? So we're going to build container registry type. Really? This one. Okay. Container repository. Well, this is just doing build. I'm not pushing the image. I mean, I could build and push all in one shot, I guess. Right? Because the push, it's going to that full smash here. So I guess I want to do something like that, right? The repository is it Fritz and Friends? Blazor Web Forms Components. That's not the Docker file we're going to use. We're going to use this one down here. That one. Build context. Now I think I want to change that so it's actually inside that same folder. Right? There we go. Tags. Build ID. Well, the build ID... I need to get the build ID off of the version number from the other... The other build that's going to trigger this. For right now, let me leave that as is. But it's not letting me specify the name of the container. The name of the image. See, there's image name. Build an image. Write it. Let me change this from build and push to just build. Push. I'm not pushing to there. Right. Let me choose this one. Push an image. Build repository name. Is that up here? I don't see repository name here anywhere. So where's it getting that? There's a properties hiding here somewhere. But I don't see where that's being set. Name of the Docker image. Image name, parameters, image name. Okay. Alright. Thank you. This is something. Have a good one, DJ Vortex. Okay, the image name that we're going to push is after, because it's in the Blazor Web Forms Components after server side. Let's call this server side samples. Link. Okay. Sure, we'll make this the latest tag as well. Do it. I think that looks good. Go. First, let's see if it hits. Let's see if it runs. I'll be shocked if it runs properly. Crows!
Crows 4K just resubscribed for 18 months.
18 months, a year and a half. Thank you so much, my friend. That puts you in that orange hat with a propeller. Thank you very, very much for the support. We're going to make another donation to code.org. Hey, Sean, good to see you. I feel like there should be some documentation on this because I think like we crossed the streams here. There's something that we did that's... Wait a sec. Why was that build skipped? Login, it said succeeded. Exists true. I guess that worked. But it no such file or directory. Alright, so it pulled in the image. Alright, so our Docker container isn't. Right? Copy, samples, blah, blah, blah. Ah, so it's running up a folder. So our context for this is not set correctly. Alright. Alright. So we'll go over here. Can I rename that? I want to rename that. Can I rename this? I'd like to rename it, please. Build server side samples. Oh, it's right there too. Okay. So the build, when it was building this, it shouldn't be there. It should be in the root folder, is what it looks like. Directory that contains the Docker file. No. I want to put it in the root. I hope that's the root. Let's see what happens. Changing build context. Isn't this always the way with building CI pipelines, is you end up building lots of times and you fail every time here? Ah, Crows, that's very kind of you to say. Thank you. As we muddle through and struggle with our trying to get DevOps to build, because once we get DevOps to build, I'm going to hook up a release publish so that it pulls right into our appropriate app service here. 2 of 28 steps. Oh my goodness. Let's see what we get here. Pulling in all of the container things, which I wish it would persist this so it didn't take so long. Here we go. Work directory. Yeah. There. Now it's copying things in properly. Now it's gonna build it properly. It should. Let's see. Run .NET restore. Restore completed. So what we'll do is we'll turn this around so it triggers on the completion of the other build when it sends to master. Ultramark, nice. Let's see what we get here. All right. Well played, my friend. Well played. Circle lets you run their pipeline locally to test. Yeah, that's a pretty cool feature to have. So you can verify that it runs properly before you start sending stuff out. Look at it labeling all these things. I don't know what those things are. No! No! An image does not exist locally with the tag. What do you mean it does not exist locally with that tag? Because after we built it, we didn't build it and assign that tag, did we? Did we? Edit this one. I don't think you... So I set the context properly, so it's on the right, so that it's on the root. So that's the Docker file. This build task doesn't... Did it let me set the image name? No. Right? Where do I set the image name? List of tags on separate lines. If tags are used in build push. Yeah, okay. Do I still have that other one? Ah, here it is. Okay. Build an image. Image name. It's right under build context. Build context. There is no image name. This is version 0. This is version 2. Hey, Azure DevOps? I'd like to be able to specify a build image name. Why do I have to specify? This one. Build an image. And it wiped all my settings here, so I need to go reset everything. Alright. It's not source. Samples. Server side. This one. Okay, try that again. I don't think I have any build arguments to pass in. No. Okay. I'm not using the default build context. Because just like over here, we're going to build on the root. Image name is going to be Fritz and Friends. That's not how you spell friends. Right? BlazorWebFormsComponents. Okay. And then the name of it was BlazorWebFormsComponents. Server-side samples. And we need to add the build ID on the end. That's a really long one. Qualify image name. Yeah. Okay. Include latest tag. Alright. Go. Deg says, never had a good problem with Azure DevOps. In fact, Azure is an exercise in hunting down internet answers. Ooh, all right. I kind of agree with you. Let me put a comment in here, and there's a code review requested. Oh my goodness. Well, we'll come to that in just a second. Changing the publish, the build step to specify the image name. Yeah. Let's see how that runs now. Do we need to update it in the publish of the image? I don't think so, because I think I have the same. Over here, publish. No, it needs to be the fully qualified, the whole enchilada. You're right, that's not going to work. Unlink that. Drop that in. Try that again. Fixed publish image name. Save that. Let it run. There we go. Elliot Brand asked for a code review. Interested in getting my feedback, thoughts on an open source project they've started at location on GitHub. Set up a running version at BlazorForms.net as a forum for general Blazor support. A Blazor support forum that's built in Blazor. That's so meta. Very cool. Degs, I kind of agree with you on this comment as well. YAML is the seventh circle of hell. You didn't know this when you got into it, but oh, it is. It's just a start. Okay. Let me look at my time here. So, what's my schedule here? One second. Here. I've got time. All right. Let me see if this thing publishes, and then we'll come around to, before we deploy to Azure, we'll do our code review here for Elliot as requested. So there's all kinds of channel rewards that you can request. You saw earlier we did the party mode, voice change, and another one on the high end that you can request, takes a lot, is I can do a code review of some code that you've written, give you some feedback. So push the image failed here. Why? Your token has not been granted the required scopes. The ID field requires one of the following scopes. Read packages. I don't have the read package scope. So I feel like I should be able to just change that setting over here on GitHub. Let me change that and republish that, and then we'll take a look at come here, you. Where's my settings? Really? Settings. There it is. Should be down here somewhere. No. This one. All my personal access. Docker. This one. Read packages. I thought I gave it this. Right? This is the one I just generated? Yeah. I want to give it read packages. I thought that was turned on. Right? Read packages. Okay. And cue this to run again. So let me head over to Elliot's repository here. I'm going to move that browser out of the way and put together a fresh browser here. Did I not copy the entire thing? I forgot the M on the end. There we go. And Elliot's running this application at BlazorForms.net. Don't need this, don't need this. BlazorForms.net, there we go. And let me, can I pull that in? No, I can't, because that's a, no. Alright, let's see what we got here. Let's see. Ooh, still building. Okay. So Elliot put together, looks like we've got the sample website so far, and you got a nice little powered by footer down there. Are you running into the same footer thing that I am? Yeah, it doesn't dock to the bottom. Not terrible, but alright. So if I go over to forums, let me see, I forget, there's a limit to how long I'll go through and do a code review. I want to make sure that I give this the appropriate amount of time. Yep, alright, well, so we're going to take 10 minutes on a code review here. Alright. Thank you for the follow. Set a timer for 10 minutes. I know why I didn't hear it. There we go. Hey, that built properly. Alright. We'll come back to that in just a minute. But we're going to take a look at Elliot's Docker forums here. I'm sorry, Blazor forums here. Here's the URL. There we go. And so let's take a look. Source code is over here. Blazor Form is an open source form application built in Blazor. Been put together to begin to show some of the cool functionality available in Blazor, and hopefully it'll gain support and involvement in the C# developer community and grow. Cool. Some known issues and to-dos can be found here. Why a separate to-do and known issues, yes. Why to-dos here and not as issues? And known issues as... okay, you kind of need that as a published document, but to-dos, I feel like this should be in issues. But, okay. A few features to make setup a little easier. 2 roles will automatically be added when the user first registers, administrator and contributor. Since it makes sense, the first registered user would be a site owner. The first registered user is automatically assigned to administrator. Makes sense. To make it easier to gain access to the admin area without needing to manually add entries to the database. Makes perfect sense. All other newly registered users will automatically be assigned contributor role. You can add customized theme by adding a new theme folder in www.root custom themes folder. Cool. The theme name mentioned at the top of the style CSS file should match the folder name. Guidelines for adding themes. Very basic theme called red theme has been added to show you how a theme would be structured. Okay. Blazor Form is using CK Editor, gives the ability to stylize topics. Posts, nice. To create the database for this project, open in Visual Studio 2019. Set Blazor Form data project as the default project. Then update database. You should create and set up your database for the project. Okay. Alright, I'm game there. So data, domain, models, forum. Okay, let's take a look at the forums. Love the site fav icon. Didn't require me to log in. So, simple welcome page. I could see putting a little bit more information about the forums on the welcome page. But that's probably the minimum to get started. Okay. clicking through to the actual forums here, right? Because I feel like the home you're not actually going to spend time on. Like, you literally arrive here and click off of it immediately. So maybe you actually start on the forums, and because you have just a little bit about this up front here, maybe this welcome should be at the top of this page, and change home into an about and put it down here or something, so that it's easier to get more information about the tool. Yeah, and source code. Good. Yeah, I would turn this into an about page and hang it down at the bottom here, since you have register and login up top. So general discussions about, so you have categories for these. Let's go into one that has some things here. Test. This is a test topic posted yesterday. Adjustments. Title needs to allow more than 50 characters. Yeah. Okay. After announcing this project, open source project, realized analytics code would only track the initial page load due to the way Blazor routing works. Yeah, analytics, you're gonna need to handle that differently. Now, is this running Blazor server side or Blazor client side is going to be the question. Loading failed for script with source Google blah 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 tag manager. So yeah, your script is in the wrong place here, it looks like. Script CK editor, set doc title. Yeah, I have a feeling this is going to become a common thing in a lot of Blazor projects. So there's setting up your CK editor, your Google Analytics. Yet your script for the Google Analytics isn't loading properly. So there's something there. Add the ability to click anywhere on the forum post instead of just the tag name. Yeah, sure. Right, make this entirely clickable. But I think that's probably coming out of how you're running the project. Okay, so you are running this as Blazor server side. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. We can work with that. And makes more sense because Blazor server side's always going to work. So, your JavaScript looks like you have a little bit of an issue there that you need to move around. Because it's not loading things. But the click-through here looks good. Thank you for the follow. NBO123, welcome. Formatting looks fine. I like seeing the topic being this, the kind of byline about when it was created, when it was last edited, up at the top. That's my personal preference, but I'm not gonna die on that hill. Register, let's create a new account. We kind of jumped out of the theme there when you went over to register. No, we didn't. Blazor Forms Net kind of jumped over here. So going into register, we lost the sidebar. Not terrible, but we changed themes there. So that's a little jarring. So we'll do this and this. Password. We'll do that. Oh. We'll make it that. Sure, save that. Sure, add that. Register, check my email to confirm. Sure. Be happy to. Where'd it go? Over here. So, I didn't send an email. At least I didn't get an email yet.
I_love_code just resubscribed for 14 months. Smiles in chat, smile, smile.
Thank you so much. I love code. Appreciate that. Here we go. Confirm my email. That arrived. Okay. Clicked. Confirmed. Thank you for confirming your email. Appears over there. So let me try to log in. There we go. Hello, C# Fritz. If I click that, information about my profile, I can key in a phone number. PowerShell Freak.
PowerShell_freak just resubscribed for 11 months.
Thank you so much. Appreciate the resub, and we're going to make donations for all of those subs to code.org. Oh, and that was a Twitch Prime sub. Oh yeah, love that. Because Twitch Prime, of course, that's free. If you have Amazon Prime, you're already paying for it to get free videos, free shipping, free music. Connect it up to your Twitch account, and you can subscribe to any channel you'd like for free. If you use your subscription here, I'm going to make a donation to a non-profit organization, and you're going to get those 17 emotes. Thank you so much. So now if I click down into the general, I can create a new topic, post a reply. Looks like the Google Analytics code is not loading their script properly. And I should be able to do things like bold and italics. And if I want to make that a link, have it go to https analytics google.com. Looks good. I can add that post. Nice. I like the edit button there. Very responsive. I'm not seeing any flash coming back and forth. Let's make those anchor tags. Make them go to target blank so they don't just stay here. So they don't route my current page. Right? Underscore blank I think is a good title. Still working on user settings area. Cool. Yeah, it looked very default. That's fine. It'd be nice to be able to jump from the forum back up to the category. What the? Why the heck did... No, we don't want that. Let me just take a look at a couple more. So I feel like, not bad. Not bad at all. Really nice. Just going through and doing the general user testing here. Looking at your code. Nice separation. Good. Thank you for the follow. Hobo Goblin. Appreciate you joining us. And I look forward to seeing you in the chat room. So looking through here, SQL Server, default identity. I would, at some point, it'd be nice to be able to specify if this is something that folks are going to be able to deploy their own Blazor forums. It'd be nice to be able to specify different database providers. At some point, password settings. This is something that, as an administrator, I would want to be able to configure. Same thing with lockout settings. Configure application cookie. Nice. Okay. What are on these interfaces? I manage all of these things. What are those? Where are they coming out of? I manage forums. Get forms. Oh, this is an interface for your data. Okay. All right. Makes sense then as you go to introduce other database providers to be able to separate that. So you just have the one Blazor forum data that has the connection specific for SQL Server, I'm guessing. Right? Where are you making that? Oh, so it's that bit there. There's a way to move this out into that provider file, into that provider library. I would look at moving it over there so that when you, and changing your data, right, your data library here, so that it's blazorforum.data.sql server, SQL Server. So you can also drop in Mongo, so you can also drop in, and you're pulling it out of app settings. Ah. logging, allowed host, site title, Google Analytics ID. Okay. Just a viewer. This is Octotree on the left. That's an add-in you can get for pretty much any browser. And good, trusted connection, true. Good. So that you're not. Yeah, I would look at pulling. Well, default connection, you should end up pulling that from environment variable somewhere else where it's set. Yeah, no SQL connection info. That's all local. So no big deal. I like where you're going. I like the idea of making this something generic that folks can deploy as an application. It's a great idea. It's something that we need, and it's something that's going to help to push Blazor usage as something more than just a toy that .NET folks are using, right? It's gonna, here's applications out there that folks are using and building and working with. I like where you're going here. I question how we're going to, how do we deploy this as an application somewhere? So does this get packaged as a Docker container so that we can just spin up a Docker container and be able to say, oh, point to this Postgres container next to it, or right, so you can do a Docker compose. Might be something cool to be able to do with this. But it feels like you're on the right path. You know where you need to go with some of your to-do things in here. Tests, admin, ensure topic posts are approved before displaying them. It's not. I like where you're going. And there's some usability back and forth in the form UI that's no big deal, right? To be able to walk back up. Maybe this is in smaller text above this, a link back to the category over here, so that you have a little bit of breadcrumbs to get around the user interface. So I hope that was some good feedback for you. I appreciate that you're building a forums system here that folks can use to talk about and collaborate with Blazor things. I would also recommend, as you're building this, take a look and get your project submitted over to the awesome Blazor list. Over here, so that folks can find it. Let me share that message. There you go. So that folks can find it and contribute and participate and maybe even deploy their own forum. You're going to want to blog about it at some point and get the word out. So good stuff. Thank you so much for redeeming those bits and giving us a little bit of distraction here to take a look. You're working on it in free time when not at work? Okay. A lot of open source folks, that's what they do. So thank you very much for sharing. And if you've got a project out there you're working on, you'd like to get a little feedback from us here on stream, go ahead. You can redeem those bits, and we will be happy to take a look at your project on stream. This one. All right. So we did have the image build successfully, and it says it pushed it here over to GitHub. Let's take a look. And I'm going to wrap up in the next 15 minutes here, I think. So I should... There it is, one package. Ooh. There we go. Blazor Web Forms Components server-side samples. Okay. So next step, I want to take that server-side samples project. Now, hang on. Maybe we want to change the name of this. Chat room, help me out. Can you give me some feedback on this? It's Blazor Web Forms Components / Blazor Web Forms Components - server-side samples. That feels like I've duplicated the name there. It's redundant. Do I want to drop that part of the name so it's just server-side samples? Tell you what, let's pull this in. Let's pull this in locally here to my Docker instance here and see what it looks like. K Burrows says yes, it is a little redundant. Maybe. So now let me look at my Docker images. Right? Yeah. See, it's got the full location. So I think K Burrows is right. Let's get rid of this first bit here. So it's just server-side samples because because we're already getting all the other goo in here as well. So let me go back over to Azure DevOps here. No. And this. Let's change the name of that. I would have liked to have put that into a shared property so I could just pass it around, but it doesn't look like we can do that. There we go. Image name. Can we link this? Maybe I can link this. So that when I push the image, I can come down here and say link. Yeah. Right, so that should be the same in both, right? Action, image name. Yeah. Okay. No, I don't want to unlink it. Alright, where did those variables go? Is it up here? There it is. So let's get rid of that bit right there. So it's just server-side samples. Okay. Simplified image name. Go. All right. Exclusive Adams asking, hey, did you catch my question on Discord? Let me take a look over here. All right, so, and we're gonna do a voiceover recording here in just a minute. Exclusive Adam has a question. I think we can answer this quickly. And there's also a question from YSAS. But let me take a look here. Created a NuGet package with content files of Sass, CSS, and JavaScript. Installed this NuGet into an ASP.NET Core project, but the NuGet package does not create a directory for the content. That's right, it doesn't. That's not something that you can do with ASP.NET Core. Instead, they recommend you deploy that as an NPM package. And keep NuGet packages for .NET content only. So that's a problem that you're going to have there, exclusive Atom. That, yeah, NuGet does not support those web-specific files. Bring in and use NPM for that type of content that you're going to use. So. And there's a question up here from YSAS. Is it possible to get current resource usage of a Docker container running in Azure? Yeah, you should be able to do that. Use the Fluent API to create the container, but you only receive status, start and end time. If not, is it possible to get memory and CPU usage? Yeah, you can always, right? You can get that information, right? There is a Docker command that you can use to get that information. I don't know exactly how you connect and point to the running instance and get that, but yeah, right, you have it appearing here on the dashboard. There's a way to do it. I don't know exactly what the commands are to get that. I mean, you could shush into it and get run a top command inside of it, and you'd be able to get that data. And right, there's a way to get that straight from the command line, right? Right, I forget the command. Come on. There we go. Docker stats, that's what it is, right? So if we say Docker stats, no, I wanted help. And the container that I'm running on, I should have only one container. Well, I don't care too much for that one, but it's this one down here, Stream Tools. So if I say Docker stats Stream Tools, it should tell me all the stats about it right here. There we go. It gives me a top, right? I don't want it stream, only the first result. So I would say no stream. And it'll give you just, there it is. CPU percentage, memory usage, the limit. So that would give you, but you would need to somehow connect out to the running instance. But that's the command that you want to use. How you connecting pull that out of the Azure instance, I don't know. Try this command against your Azure container. I just don't know how you would specify that container name. Container name. Something like that, right? I've deleted the space. Put that space back in there. There we go. Cool. So you can ask questions all the time over there on the Discord, and we'll be happy to chime in. I didn't mean to close that. So that did deploy successfully. Let me go back over here. There should be 2 packages now. There it is. Let me get rid of this one. Can I just delete this package? Can I delete it? I can't delete the package. Well, that's annoying. I can save the description. There's got to be a way to delete the package. Come on now. I can't cancel this. Well, that's difficult. There's got to be a way to delete. Right? How so? Settings? Right? Is there somewhere here with packages? I don't see packages. Do I have to go up to the package repository and right over here? No, it puts me in the same place, and you can't delete a package. How do I delete a package? Deleting a package. Navigate to the main page of the repository. Click the name of the package you want to delete. On the right, manage versions. There is no manage versions here. All right. To the right, click delete. What, do I not have delete on my own? Do I not have delete? On my own organization? 2 members who can access this. Manage access. Right. You're not going to show me who the members are. Right, I should be like, yeah, owner. Manage. Admin on this repository. Yeah. Okay. Why doesn't owner have the ability to delete? Especially since I put it out there. And I don't have... Okay. So do I have to create like an admin role and give it everything and then... Public repository base role... No. Direct access. Manage access. Create team. I don't... Administrators? Is deletion allowed on the repository? where do I set that? Click manage. Click manage. So the base role here, right? Repository forking, actions, visibility, deletion and transfers, issue deletion. There's nothing about packages here. I can't delete anything. I can't edit on the not the repository but on the package. Right? I don't have the ability to administer any of this, even though I'm the owner. Right? I can't do anything. Hey, GitHub. Help. Owners cannot delete packages. GitHub packages. I'm so far down the rabbit hole and off what I actually want to be doing here. It is ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Where mine says, oh, well, so this is looking at, right, this is an organization that I manage, and I'm the owner of the organization. Right? If I go up to the organization and I look at people, I'm the owner. I'm not just a member. I'm the president of the Hair Club for Men. No. So manage my role? I'm the owner. As admin access to all repositories. But not the package repository. Right, so when I click in, edit package, right, view all versions. If I go to, I'll go to the 1361, sure. I don't have the ability to manage that, and it doesn't show me the delete button here. So that's not right. We haven't been up for 4 hours. 7-0, yes. We even went around trying to deploy to Azure, and we still can't deploy to Azure. Why didn't it put my samples? Right? Nope, that's not it either. Nope, that's not it. How am I supposed to find the thing that I just created if it's not in my list of recent things here? And now it started removing them. Right? No, that's not it.
Oh my.
Okay. All services? No. Where'd it go? Because it's not in recent. Here. Okay, so I'm in an app service. Well, how do I find the apps that are in... Is it? Okay, this is the one that I wanted. All right, so I'm going to change this now. Container settings. Hold on to your butts. Here we go. Let's try this again. Private registry. Server URL. Okay, so the server URL... where did this go? Right? How do I want to get back? I can't click anything here. And there's no packages here for me to go back up. Okay. If I try to go here. Thank you for the follow. Zika 1986. Hello. Anyone with an admin permissions to a repository can delete a version of a private package in that repository. I don't have that access, Lithics. And I'm the owner. I'm the admin. I own it. It's not there. So, okay. So now I'm looking at this. I want this one. Okay. So I think I need that up front. Let's see if this works. No. Is it HTTPS? Do we have to throw that in front? Login. C# Fritz. Password. If only I still had that key. No public packages can be deleted. Bummer. Then it'll always be there. I can't even make it private? I can't take it private? I can't even edit and make it private. All I can do, right? There is no way to change the visibility on these. Right? There's also no way to go back up to the list of packages. And the packages is not listed up here either. So that's a thing. Right? I can't take it private. No. Bummer. Okay. Looks like I need to create another app access token. Generate new token. What's this token for? This will be Blazor server side samples deployment, right? Sure. And this is just reading packages. Now I'm going to move this off screen because when I click go here, it's going to show me this token. Go back over here. Okay. I'll paste that in. Image and optional tag. Well, is that startup file? Continuous deployment. Yes. Save. Tell me that works. No. Settings updated successfully. Great. What are you doing? Error retrieving logs. Try again. Still can't get the logs. Still can't get the logs. Is it trying to deploy? What's it doing? Like, I save these settings. Go. Now what? I'd have to make the whole repository private. I can do that briefly. Try and restart this and see if we can jumpstart those container settings. No, can't get the logs. Nope. Okay. Now what? I also have, where is it? Fritzbot over here does this. Come here. Container settings. Oh, we have to put the entire, all the way down through the word keyword Docker on this. All right. I'm game. Something like that. We need to document this. We probably said that last time that I went through this process. But this is not easy at all. All right, save. Updated successfully. Can't get the logs. No logs. Okay. So that doesn't work. I thought we were so close friends. Nope. Can't get that. No. So close. So close. All right, so what did we learn here today? GitHub configuration with packages. GitHub package repository configuration. You can't navigate back and forth in the GitHub package. When you refer to package repository packages, you need to give it the entire name. It's not deploying to Azure properly right now when you key in brand new bits here. And it's just throwing an error. It can't even get to the log. So this isn't working. Can I just leave it there and carry on to what? This is where I was going to end today. Was, hey, look, it's running, and I can't get it running. I mean, this is worthless. Gives me no help, no indication as to what the error is. Where can I go and find out more? What's going on there? I mean, give me... This at least feels like, oh, sure, help me diagnose and solve problems. Select the problem category. Something that you configured. Yes. My name is Jeannie. I'm here to help you. Here are some issues related to... none of these things. I'm using a container. Check container configuration. That's not one of these things. Okay. How about this one? Container issues. Now, my container started... Yeah, show me the Docker logs. Show me the Docker logs.
Alrighty then.
That didn't do anything. Okay. Not helpful. Container. No container start failures were found. The link to get Docker logs reported this service is unavailable. I would have expected that to be reported when the state of my application was scanned. Okay, so that doesn't work. I mean, I'm hitting restart here and it's telling me that it can't start. Can I run the container locally? That's a good question. Let's try running the container locally. Let's do this. And over here, pull that in. That's, no, I already pulled that once. I want to pull the other one. This one, right? Oh, wait a sec. Hang on. Let me pull that one. So I saved. No logs still. No. Okay. This is the one that I want. Right, we should be able to pull and run this locally. Right, download a newer image. Great, now I should be able to say Docker run, let's put this to the background. And I should be able to specify, no, rats. Docker run -d, right? D says push this to the background. I don't want to see it, right? There we go. And I should be able to connect into it now. Okay. So, do a docker ps. There it is running, and it's listening on port 80. So if I go to localhost 80, which might not work. That doesn't answer either. I have a feeling that's something else is over there. Yash Honda, welcome in. Alright, so let's do a docker rm on 7 echo. There it goes. Let's rerun that. I'm going to specify. I'm going to force a port. Goes outside in is the order of the ports. So let's have it go to port 8080. Go to 80. Right, there we go. So if I go to localhost 8080, there it is. It is running. So it will run, but my Azure configuration is not right. But I haven't done anything except for specify my package, name, location, where to fetch it. And there, I'm not finding any logs, and there are no logs being reported that show here's what's going on. Can I try and shush into this? What happens if I click there? The issue may not be Azure, but the container needs more testing. No, the container worked. Well, trying to shush in, and it tells me service is unavailable. Okay. I changed my container configuration. Let me restart. Yes. Did it restart? And it's telling me cannot retrieve logs. Time to retrigger the container build. I don't want to retrigger it. I want to download it. Go, re-download. Go get the thing. What's deployment center? Simplify setting up a robust... I already have this. Really? I already have it hooked up. I want to troubleshoot. Right? What does activity log tell me? Oh, here we go. Get zipped container logs. What's it tell me here? Error code not found. So what happened when I set the update websites config? Nothing. No. All right. I give up. This doesn't work. We've changed. We've set the configuration here. We've tried refreshing it. We've tried setting... I'm going to need to call in some help here because those container settings sure look right. I changed my container and there's nothing being reported here. So can I tell you what's going on? Sure. So we've created a Azure web app here on App Service for containers. We set it up with a default container, the default Nginx container. We went over and we now have a container that deploys with our Azure DevOps service, deploys out to GitHub, GitHub package repository. It's over here. There's the location of it right there. You can pull that in. You can run it locally, and it does work. In fact, not only does it work, where'd it go? Now I've got two of those open. I don't need that one. Right, we had it over here. Localhost 8080. There it is, and it's even got all my images loaded properly. Right? Even all my arrows. Fantastic. So that's being deployed. We pulled that in from GitHub. Went over to our container settings here. Change this so it points to the Docker location on GitHub. Put in my login, put in an appropriate access token. And keyed in, here's my image and optional tag, all the way down through latest. And clicked save, and Docker is dead. Does not respond. There's nothing here that's running. PowerShell Freak is asking, on what plan does the web app run? I have it running on here. It's a free Linux app, right? How do I even see that information? Right, app Linux container, and it says it's running, right? If I look at the app service plan, here I am. Dev test on this. I don't want to see all that other junk. So I've chosen, and I am running on, it sure looks like. Right, I'm not sure where the ASP came from there, but it's got the little penguin there, so I'm guessing that's Linux. It doesn't tell me that this is Linux anywhere in here. So there's some feedback but it doesn't run. Right, look, it started, it did some things. I tried to deploy my package and gone. So diagnose and solve problems. Resource health unknown. It's not available for free. So you're done. Everything's gone here. Because I chose a free one, you're not allowed to get any information, I guess. I'm out of time. I got other things I gotta get to. I don't need application insights. Oh, are you telling me that it shut down my compute? I just deployed it. I mean, literally, are you telling me that it shut... If it shut down the compute because I ran out of time, I would expect to see a thing here that says you ran out of... This service has been shut down because of you've exceeded your free usage. But there is no indication that that's what's happened here. So I don't think that's it, but I will scale up and let's see what happens. Still nothing. Says it's running. Back over to container settings. Now it's taking a little bit longer. I have a bet it's because it's scaled up. It's changed the configuration here, so something's different and it's redeploying or something. But okay, it's downloading. All right, we've actually got it running now. Initialized successfully and is ready for request. So you're telling me I can go here and I'll actually get it? Nope. That was the default, the old container that we had it configured with, not the new one that we're trying to get it to use. So did we just hit a caching issue there? It's still trying to load. Are we going to get it loading? I didn't hit 60 minutes on that. So what do we have in the container logs over here? Logging is not enabled for this container. Please use Linux diagnostics to enable logging to container logs here. Now, why isn't that done by default when I've wired up an ASP.NET Core? That's working now. That's working. Interesting. Okay. So you're telling me that I can't use a free about this. Okay. So let's try committing a change and see if it flows all the way through and gets deployed. So let's do this. Really? I want to put in a heart emoji, right? There we go. And just to see that, okay, git commit added love to the footer, and we'll get rid of that. So if I push that up now, right, we should see a bunch of things happen. This is going to re-trigger here in a minute. This should be re-triggering right now for the server-side samples. And we'll change where it triggers, and it should just flow through. Triggers. Oh. Yes, continuous integration on that. So I'm forcing it to run, but that's okay. Let's see. So this should run. And we should then see this pick up over here. And deploy. So here it goes, gonna build. So it's pulling in the .NET image. Come on. We might actually get this deployed properly. And, oh, I'm feeling good here, friends. I'm feeling good. Come on. Right? I know a lot of people go through this and they struggle, and this is tough. This is really tough. Yeah, come on. I feel like this is rebuilding the components library here. PowerShell Freak had the same problem with the free plan, that it just cut you off immediately. Yeah. That was not an hour of runtime. So it's trying to push to the repository now, preparing, waiting. Yeah. And when that finishes here, it should trigger this here, because I have continuous deployment turned on. Yep, layer already exists. Okay, come on. We're almost there, come on. You can do it!
You can do it!
Let's go! Let's go, let's go, let's go. I'll feel very happy if this works. Oh my gosh. So this is the push into GitHub is what it's hanging on. Which we were seeing GitHub issues earlier today, right?
After 30 years of waiting,
You're not going to wait that
another
long.
chance to crush squirrel.
No squirrel crushing today, Natasha. None. Come on. I'd love to know what this is doing that it's kind of hanging here. You know, I feel like GitHub is just being grouchy. Right? This is it. This is where it's trying to send it to. We're waiting. Yes. It is. It's a lot of anticipation. And this is going to get killed. It's going to kill this. Because it's not doing anything. Right? I mean, I'm not going to get this thing pushed. Hey, Copperbeardy. There it goes. All right. Retrying. 3, 2, 1. Come on. It didn't even go to 1. That wasn't 1 second. Okay, pushed. And did it get there? All right, so we got 1366. We still have to deal with the build ID. See, I worry about this. What happened that this is like disconnected? Yeah, where is the turbo button? Yeah, this is disturbing. Right? Am I wrong, chat room? Like, what do you do? I mean, in practice, I'm not going to care how long this thing takes. But trying to show something, trying to figure this out, trying to learn it, and it's taking more than 5 minutes to deploy a package to another service that's effectively right next to it on the internet. Now, retrying in... Okay, what did it push? There, alright, so it got through there, good. So this should be all updated. We should see this identify and trigger a download. So, oh, here, look, 1752. Yes, it did trigger download. 17, no, well, no. No, that was the last one. It should pick up because there was an update and trigger it. Yep, Azure is giving me fits again here. So, right, we should get 1752. No, it's not. It didn't pick up the change in the Docker repository. Even though I have it set to... I bet you that webhook URL is wrong. I bet you that webhook URL is wrong and we need to set that up to GitHub to force it to redeploy. I'm willing to bet that's what it is. So let me go back up to here. Settings. Webhooks, okay. Select individual events. Is package deployment in here? No. Yes. Okay. So I guess I need to add a webhook to trigger and send that notification. But that should have run anyway without setting that up. But I guess I need to take those next steps. Okay. I'm going to wrap up here and see what I can do to get this to redetect and deploy, because that doesn't feel right at all. We've committed, we pushed out our changes, we've added a Docker file over here for this, but let's do a little wrap up here and call it a day. So we've learned that trying to hook things up to GitHub package repository from Azure DevOps, not trivial. We should document this, put together a blog post so that other folks can find and do this same type of operation. It feels like the webhook from GitHub, when that Docker container is deployed, isn't firing and sending in information back over to Azure. I think we need to check that and make sure that that is working properly. The documentation here feels a little bit short. I'm disappointed that I was cut off immediately on very, very quickly in less than an hour of usage with that free container that I was trying to use for pushing out what's essentially a static website. We're gonna have to take some steps with that. But for right now, it's out there. It's available as a our samples are available as it's a basic website, so it doesn't have a lot of processing power, but it shouldn't need it because you're going through and looking at these static samples. But they do work, and it does use Blazor, and it does use the current version of the Blazor Web Forms components. So I'm going to put together a blog post around our experience here. I'm going to send some feedback to some folks on the Azure team about how this works and how to try and get these things connected a little bit easier, because I feel like there are some shortcomings here that we can cross a little bit more quickly in putting this together. But we did finally deploy to Azure. We did finally get something deployed out there. Now to see how long it sticks. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. This video, like my other videos, will be available over on YouTube. We'll take some we'll take some time later today and push some more content over there. But for now, let's get ready for a raid. Let's see who we can raid that's streaming right now. And I am going to raid. You know, who we haven't raided and could use a raid and have a little bit more fun. He's playing games over there. We're gonna head over to our friend Code Rushed. He's working on characters and NPCs on a D&D map that he's been building with SignalR, WPF, and it's been this ongoing project he's been doing on his stream. It's a lot of fun. He's got some tremendous visuals for this. I hope you check it out. I hope you stick around. Grab that raid call. Copy it onto your clipboard. If you're a subscriber, copy this line. If you're not a subscriber, copy the second line and get ready as we go over to see our friend Mark Miller. He is Code Rushed. Thank you so much, friends. I appreciate you tuning in and struggling with me today as we finally got this deployed out to Azure. Like I said, I'll write up a blog post. We'll publish some videos over to YouTube, and we're going to make this a little bit easier for folks in the future. All right, friends, get ready to say hi to my friend Mark Miller, and I'll see you tomorrow. I might have a guest. Stay tuned. keep an ear open, and we'll see what we can do with that. Take care, friends. I will see you tomorrow.